up acting reference number 45 with Tom Hanks and the small child. So
Small
download,
child.
download that one and start looking at it.
All right.
Okay. Cool.
And then Brandon's got some stuff.
38 seconds.
And so which one are we up to now, guys?
45.
45. It's in the Clips for Sunday room, whatever channel.
I don't recognize this movie off the bat.
It says Road to Perdition.
Hmm.
I know the title. I've never seen the movie.
Oh, hang on. I downloaded RV. I want to test it out.
Ooh, nice. Because you got shotgun at home?
That's, yeah, because I don't know. I think as long as you have a shotgun license, you're allowed to use RV, right? Anywhere?
I think so.
So let's see.
But I think for us, at least at our work, it's like secured to that server. So like
Yeah.
you can't use it outside that server. But I know for your guys' show, I mean, Katie showed us some, like she opened up Shotgun from home. So
Yeah, well, and we're on the same show, so
yeah, that's what I mean. Like they definitely are not as secure on that one.
they do not care.
All right, give me 2 seconds.
Oh, it has to install. Okay.
How's everything going in Vancouver, guys?
What's that?
Miss you guys. How's everything going over there?
Everything's going
Oh,
good.
good. Yeah. Surviving.
Dude, got to go to the Christmas market and everything, so that's in full swing.
Oh, yeah, I saw the photos.
Oh yeah, I've been meaning. Hopefully, I can still get to that before I go
think it's
home.
going through till Friday.
Okay, cool.
That
That is
time to go again. We've got the passes.
Yeah, because if you buy them online, I think you can go back as much as you want without having to pay a entry fee again. But yeah, I have it up and ready.
I'm also ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
I got
Mine's
it.
gone. Mine's up as well. Scott, you say you got yours going? Is that a yes? Sorry. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
The mic cut out. I didn't hear.
Okay.
And then Alex.
I'm good to go.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, let's see. This one's a long one, so we might have to watch it twice. But anyway, 3, 2, 1. Let's play.
So when do I get my share of the money?
Well, how much do you want?
$200.
Okay, deal.
Could I have had more?
You'll never know.
So when do I get my share of the money?
I was good.
Well, how much do you want?
$200.
Okay, deal.
Could I have had more?
You'll never know.
Wow, you want some
Right.
eating reference?
Yeah, wow.
Seriously, this feels like what it's like to be in the industry when negotiating for your next fight.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll go
I
with
know,
that.
guys.
What
Yeah,
about more?
yeah.
You never know what the hell to throw at them.
Yeah.
Well, thank God for Glassdoor, I guess.
Yeah,
No. I love that Tom Hanks never looks at him.
Mhm.
he doesn't seem like a good guy in this. I don't know. I've never seen the movie.
Yeah, I
haven't
don't know the
either.
movie either.
I guess what, like they're talking about a con or something.
Yeah, it feels like shady, whatever's going on.
Yeah.
Because he kind of looks at him he doesn't look at him in the beginning. He just turns screen right, but like looks his eye line's more like at his coffee or something. That's
Mhm.
as close as he gets.
Yeah. Yeah, right around like 4:36. That's the closest
Yeah.
he ever gets to looking at him.
Right when he throws the number out there, that's like his
Yeah.
moment of thinking about it. He's like, "All right."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really only when he's talking about the money, right? Because he also almost looks at him at around frame 110, 115.
Mhm.
I think right at 134 is like he's looking at his coffee at the kid's coffee. So that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
The kid has like a lot of great like thinking stuff going on too. Like
Mhm.
it's like classic like thought process where he
Yeah.
yeah, like when he says like 200 and then the guy's like sure, and his eyebrows raise and he gets a little smile and he's like yeah.
And then he goes back to eating. And I love how he stops like mid.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Midnight.
7:30.
He's got like the food on the fork, and he's like, "Wait a minute,
Wait.
that was too easy."
Yeah, you just agree to that. What the heck?
Yeah, the kid actually doesn't take a bite of his food at all throughout the entire shot.
Yeah.
He
He's too busy
just scrubbed
thinking.
through it, yeah. Well, yeah, because he's the one doing all the talking. He's the one thinking the most, whereas Tom Hanks is just going to town on that.
This is like the definition of like experience, like in a shot. You know, like so, like this is what it feels like to be unexperienced on the right and then fully experienced on the left.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the kid has some cool like eyebrow stuff, very subtle,
Mm.
like overlap, I guess. Like they move separately from the eyes, like in the head, a lot of the times. Especially when he says a 200 and he goes yeah, and he has that little his eyebrows kind of go up just a little bit and he has a little soft smile and then he goes back to his food, where he feels like he got away with murder and then he wait.
He's like, wait.
Realizes he's getting the $200. His mouth is completely disconnected from the rest of his face, right? Like normally you'd probably try and merge it all into one, but he smiles and then he gets a little squint, but then his eyebrows go up like a few frames after that.
Like it's like creates like a wave in the face, like something starts and then it kind of pushes the rest of the emotion around the face in a way. If that makes any sense. It's like a just I like stuff. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say it happens like quite a few frames after the smile. Like normally you wouldn't have that much of a pause like normally.
Yeah, like he's around frame, I guess starting at frame 500. If you like frame by frame it, he has like this little change of emotion in his mouth, and then his eyebrows go up, but his mouth kind of calms down, and his eyebrows go down, and then his mouth grows whiter. It's like a happy, and then he turns his head. So it's like this like back and forth between just his upper face and lower face expressions. Pretty cool. I think that's also an interesting, like Brandon pointed out, that the kid never eats anything, actually. It always, there's some kind of like tension behind it, where he's like about to eat it. He's like, finally, I can eat a piece of my cake. And then he realizes he undervalued himself, like probably severely.
Mm-hmm.
I also like the fact that he has a cup of coffee. How old is this kid? 12?
He's got a coffee, but it's like full to the brim. But he's drank half of his milk. That's also on the table there. And a spoon hasn't been touched. That comes with the coffee too.
Yeah.
Like it was just dropped off, but he has no interest in it. It's a nice touch.
I can't tell what they're eating, but it looks like is Tom Hanks eating like his main course and the kid's on just eating some pie.
Yeah.
I think they're both eating like a cake thing.
Oh, okay.
I think Tom's is just broken up a bit, but it looks like a spongy kind of cake.
Okay, I thought that was like turkey and cranberry.
I think on the left side of Tom's plate is like the corner piece, like the front of the cake.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best part. Why do you save it for last?
Tom Hanks doesn't move much at all. Like aside from his heating hand, his screen right hand, the whole arm is in that position the entire shot. he kind of shifts his weight around, like does that like faint look, but he's very
Yep.
kind of
His tiny gesture with his right hand when he's screen left hand, his right hand when he's like agreeing to that money, just like slightly waves. He's like, yeah, that's good.
That's he's like, yeah, sure. $200 and no problem. I really like the timing of the pause of the kid. Where he, like he's when he does this thing and then like he looks back around 5:30. He starts looking back, and he doesn't look back like linearly. He kind of pauses at 5:61 and then goes back to it. So he does like it's kind of like a stutter as he turns back to his food.
Yeah, it's like a moment where he's like, "Oh man, yes!" Like in that stutter, Like,
yeah.
no way.
It's not like dip your head and go to your pie. It's like there's like this stop like stutter thing going on for it. I guess that sells more of a thought process that he's like when you got something you didn't expect.
Yeah, that's like something that I don't think I would have thought of like in a planning process of a shot like this, but it sells his thinking so much.
Yeah, selling thinking through actions that are not just like when they're just like standing there and doing nothing, because that sells thinking very clearly. But when you're able to kind of sell thinking in motion as well, like something like that stutter is really cool. And then I like the one he stares at. He goes to take the bite, and he just stares at it and like does a blink, and then he stares at it for a while. And I think he sets it down. Let's see. He sets it down first and then turns his head.
I love that a piece falls off the fork when he lifts it up.
Yeah.
And he pauses.
Yeah.
It's obviously not planned. I think it's just real life, but it's really nice little texture.
Like,
if it was animated, that'd be a nice texture.
It's like a perfect moving hold little thing.
Yeah, like a boop. Like the cigar falling out of like the colonel's mouth or whatever when bad news happens. Like
yeah.
They could have like CG'd it in for added effect. Because it
This
doesn't look
looks
like
a little early for that though, right?
I don't know. If you look at his this is really analyzing it, but it doesn't look like anything actually falls off. It just kind of falls out from behind.
Yeah, that's true.
that would.
I think
This
that would be a little too early for like that level of. That's like some David Fincher shit right there.
That is like this shot cost $6 million. Piece of bread.
Piece of pie.
Yeah, but like I like that it falls. He brings his fork down. He goes to look screen left, and then his eyes look up at Tom.
Yeah, it's nice breaking up the actions there.
Yeah,
that's really good.
And then he goes, "Can I have more?" And his eyebrows go up when he says more. And Tom says it in his eating. I didn't even notice him saying it. You'll never know. As he takes that bite.
He doesn't change up his acting at all as he says it. He just delays his bite.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
I like the there's like subtle eye dart from Tom to screen right. He doesn't look at the kid, but he kind of
almost gets there.
Yeah, he subtly acknowledges his existence there. It's kind of weird when you my old roommate really when I lived with the guys, one of them had this girlfriend that one of my roommates absolutely hated. Like he could not stand her to the point where he could never look at her directly when she was around. And when you actively avoid looking at someone, the other person notices it somehow. When and they're like, "Hey," and you say "Hey," and you don't pay attention to them or something, it kind of belittles the person in the way that this Tom is doing to this kid, where he's like, "Yeah, you're just child slave labor. I don't really need to acknowledge your existence," or at least that's the take I get from it. It seems like a con or something shady going on.
Mm-hmm.
But the kid's definitely learning something. Good stuff. Anybody else got anything to say about this one?
No.
Good.
Yeah, but
Should we see what Kyle has to say?
Yeah.
Nice little clip from Road to Perdition. I love the bit towards the end when the boy is about to take the bite of the pie, pauses, then asks the questions. Interruptions like this are a great way to show your character thinking.
Cool.
Ah.
That's pretty much what we pretty much said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't consider it to be like an interruption. Actually, I think that's a good way of phrasing it, like where your character's in the middle of an action, interrupts themselves, and that's just like a thought process being
Yeah.
visually like communicated.
I was trying to think of like how this would play out in a bad movie. Like there'd be no pause for thinking. Like it really is that. It's important to show that. If he was just like, "Could I have had more?" I think this really helps sell it.
I agree. Sorry, Scott, did you have something to say?
no, all good.
Okay. Sorry, I thought your mic went on.
Or should we download the Lilo and Stitch one? Or the next...
Let's do the next Kyle first.
Yeah, I posted up in Clips for Sunday 46. This one is
2 minutes and 46 seconds.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
I don't know why, but let's watch it once and then see what happens.
Sure.
Better be worth it, Kyle. What the fuck? I really like this clip. It was cool.
I just went over real quick, and he has like 2 paragraphs of writing stuff. I didn't see what exactly, but he has a lot to say about it.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah.
I guess we'll figure out
I
something.
guess we'll also have a lot to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check
So,
Take a look.
check it out.
But I did get RV working. It works no problem,
Oh, nice.
which is good.
Everybody got the clip up?
Yeah.
Oh, is this the town or what is it? I know this movie. It's some like gangster movie.
Oh, but yeah, that looks like the town.
All right, I'm ready whenever you guys are.
Same.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, cool. 3, 2, 1, let's play.
I'll get up. How you doing, Fergie? Listen, just wanted to stop by and tell you myself, whatever this thing is you got going on, I think my guys can handle it without me. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't hire them without you. And I wouldn't hire you without them. You're a unit.
Look, with all due respect, I didn't come here for a debate. I'm not doing it. So, you know, work it out however you can. Calm down. Okay? Goes against my better judgment, but just out of respect, smooth things over. Let's take this part, all right?
Not gonna cut it. Do you think I'm gonna put Joe Flipperhead on this? You're gonna do what I ask.
Cut it, huh? Okay. Let me ask you something. Who the fuck do you think you are? The only guy in Charlestown with a gun? You guys run numbers and pump dope. You're an old guy with a fucked up face who don't know his glory years are behind him. I ain't fucking working for you. Got it? You got a problem with that? I live at 551 Bunker Hill Street. Stop by any time. You know where to find me.
You're gonna do this for me, or I'm gonna clip your nuts. Like I clip your daddy's.
Don't talk about my father.
Son, I knew your daddy. He worked for me for years. Years. Then he wanted his own thing. Play the horses. You know, they either geld a horse with a knife or with the chemicals. And your daddy said no to me. I did him the chemical way. Gave your mother a taste. Put the hook into her. Now she doped up good and proper. Hung herself with a wire on Melnair calf. And you, run around the neighborhood looking for her. Your daddy didn't have the heart to tell his son that he was looking for a suicide doper who was never coming home. If there's a heaven, son, she ain't in it. Oh. I hear you got a nice, sweet new girlfriend. Lives on the park. I don't want to send her a funeral arrangement to your house. But I will if I have to. Now I know where to find you.
Damn.
Damn,
I
that's
like this
long.
movie.
That was intense.
There was a scene where it looks like it was edited or something. Like
You're an old guy
In
with a
this?
fucked up face who don't know his glory years are behind him. I ain't
yeah,
I
it's
think
like,
the whole movie was
like
edited.
well no, when he says years,
You got a problem
like
with
he
that,
says
it was
years twice or
551
something.
Bunker Hill Street.
Oh, interesting. I might have missed that.
I
This
knew
is
the guy.
this feels like
He worked for me for
reference, like
years.
influenced by The Godfather or something
For years.
to me.
Years.
Hmm.
When it's like they have the old man. I like the secondary action he's doing the whole time with the roses.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's really nice.
Yeah.
Just giving him like a task through this.
Yeah.
It makes him seem like he's so like. This is such a
Petty
trivial
thing.
thing.
yeah
Yeah.
yeah exactly.
But at the same time, he's holding a knife, so it's a little bit more threatening.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Especially towards the end when he starts talking about his mom and the girlfriend. I think he like snaps one of the stems off the roses at the same time.
Hmm.
And he's like, your mom's like a suicidal whatever, and then like pops the rose bottom off. There's a lot in this
Yeah,
clip.
that's right around 4,246.
I feel like I couldn't read what's his name's face at the end.
Ben Affleck.
Yeah. Like he's like, oh, you got a girlfriend. Now I know your address. And Ben Affleck's face just looks the same. Like,
I think he does like a super subtle kind of gulp in the beginning if you watch his neck when it first cuts to him. But I could be wrong. Let me rewatch that. Oh no, I don't. I think it's just the video quality. I thought I saw his neck like
that would have been something.
Yeah.
Because I'm at the end now, and he's just like the best way he kind of perceives that is just by staring at him more intensely.
And there's like a quick eye dart between him and the guy with the gun.
Yeah.
On frame 4,437, 53.
Yeah, I see the eye dart you're talking about.
If any of you guys have not seen this movie, it is really solid movie.
Cool. The Town.
Yeah, it's really good. I like it a lot. I think it was Ben Affleck's directorial debut, and he like wrote it as well. It's really solid.
I have a hard time like figuring out Ben. He's like,
yeah, I know.
Can't tell what he is like. Are you
talented?
Yeah, are you talented? I can't tell.
Yeah, this and Argo he did, and they're both pretty solid.
Yeah.
Just go back and watch Dogma if you want to see if he's talented.
Dogma is a great film.
Yeah, that wasn't sarcasm. He's a great character.
Yeah. No, I know. That was a wonderful film. I do like a lot of the stuff Ben's character does do, like especially when he pulls out the, I think, cash. It looked like a sandwich at first.
He brought him a Subway sandwich.
Yeah, I was like, what is
this?
That
will smooth things over here.
But I like when he pulls that. It cuts to him and it's already out, and he's just like, relax. You know, it's just money, whatever. Yeah, and he does that like Ben Affleck thing where he looks away, he says some stuff, he furrows his eyebrow, and then he looks at the camera and like does like 40 blinks, and his eyebrows are like really furrowed when he says, "Let me ask you something. Who the fuck do you think you are?" Yeah, he does that. That's a Ben Affleck thing. Like he does like in every fucking movie. I swear to God. He doesn't have to say who do you think you are, but he does the thing where he looks away, looks at the character intensely, blinks, and furrows his eyebrows a lot. And I don't know who the actor is that he's talking to, but he has a lot of cool stuff too. He looked like he actually looked like a rig.
I think this actor, the older guy, I think he died not too long ago.
Oh.
Pete Postwaite?
Oh, Postlethwaite?
Yeah, Postlethwaite. Yeah.
Maybe that's why.
That sounds right.
Yeah, he died in 2011.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet you that's why Kyle picked this clip to talk about the old man.
It was his second to last movie he ever did.
Yeah, maybe we can try to focus. Like, the old man has a lot of cool stuff. Like, the secondary action, obviously, is really cool. And he has, like, the slight Irish accent. I like at the end when he stops. After he snaps the rose thing, and he puts his hands together, and he just kind of stands there, or sits there and says his line. It's really... He's out in the open, you know? Like, he's just kind of this old guy with the flowers, but he's apparently a really powerful man.
I'd like to see this scene if someone actually came in to buy some roses or something. And there's just this whole thing going on.
Oh, hi, doggy.
Oh,
Just
come
waiting
back
in the back.
another time. you guys have to wait much longer?
Can I get a dozen? Oh.
Can I get a dozen red roses, please?
You're my favorite customer.
I like that when it does show Ben and the old man. Ben is like screen right, and the old man is on the left side. Pete, I guess. And it kind of keeps him in frame. That's interesting.
Yeah, they always stay. The old man always stays on the left, and Ben always stays on the right, even when the camera flips.
Yeah.
So,
He has really distinct eyebrows. And around like the 1700 mark, he does like a cool little eyebrow raise when he says the line. I like it when Ben says, like, who the fuck do you think you are? And then, like, 2100, the old man doesn't look at him. He just looks away. He just stops what he's doing, and he looks screen left. And he just kind of, like, into the distance. And then continues his tasks.
yeah, he's like, oh, this fucking guy.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
That's him being like, he doesn't even know who he's talking to right now.
Mm-hmm. No, he's like, I don't have time for this. Like, his thoughts. That's what I get from it. He's just like, God damn.
Mm-hmm.
I had to deal with this with his dad. Now here he comes, punk kid.
Ben Affleck's character has no idea that this dude is like solely responsible for so much misery in his life.
Especially when he admits to it with his mom situation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you could really study this clip for a while, just like parts of it.
Oh, yeah. If you can study a 10-second clip for a half hour at least, like we do with it's like 2-3 minute clip.
Yeah, seriously. And I like the fact that the old man never really, like, his secondary action keeps him from being like very expressive with his hands in a way. Like, he's so busy that a lot of it is just like him through his acting kind of showcasing his emotions. Like, for example, like him looking screen left when he's kind of annoyed with Ben trying to think he has the high ground or whatever. He doesn't like do anything, gestures with his hand. He just kind of sighs and looks over, you know, and continues his task because he's like keeping himself preoccupied. It's just really interesting that his acting is entirely from like torso, shoulders, neck, and head.
I do like that when the threat increases, he like snaps the last rose, and then he like closes the pinchers and crosses his arms right before he threatens his girlfriend. And it kind of is like the whole time he's doing this one action, he's talking about what he has done, and then he like stops that, and his full attention is on Ben Affleck, and then he's like, "Here's what I'm going to do."
Yeah, this is me now. This isn't just me just listening to you anymore.
Yeah, he's kind of.
That's the real threat right there.
Yeah, the real deal, where he's like, I have to stop my whatever I'm doing.
As well, around 2750, when he starts talking about his dad, he picks up a new rose and then stops.
Oh. It's like when the subject like changes, like when things get serious, like it's reflected.
Yeah.
Very.
He's like, I'm going to clip your nuts, just like I clipped your daddy's. He completely stopped. He's focused on Batfleck.
It's like a good pacing on the macro, I guess, of the shot. Because I guess like it's an interesting way to break up something that's like a secondary action that's constant. You know, like if it's like kind of feels constant throughout the whole shot, but then when he stops it, like you notice it. Like things get like the tension in the room gets really thick. because like part of the secondary might be what's like kind of keeping you relaxed, because he looks like preoccupied. He's not like he's not like pointing at him in his face and being like, "I snipped your daddy's nuts." He's like just doing something. Like they're like they're like almost like it's like a butchery or something. He's like cutting up roses and talking about killing people. Pretty cool juxtaposition. No, I don't know.
I just checked, and at least on Canadian Netflix, the town is on Netflix. So if anybody here in Canada hasn't seen it, it's definitely on Netflix there.
I'm gonna put that one on my list. I definitely want to check it out. Yeah, do you guys want to see what Kyle has to say?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready for that.
Sure.
He says, first off, I wanted to show this clip in honor of Pete. Okay, how do you say his last name? Postlethwaite, who passed away a couple weeks ago. I've always been a fan of him, especially in performance in The Name of the Father. That's a movie. Check out. And Steven Spielberg famously dubbed him the best actor in the world, which is pretty high props coming from Mr. Spielberg. Here's a clip of his last role in The Town. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. This is a perfect example of secondary action. This was the principle of animation I had a lot of trouble understanding originally. It's often confused with overlapping action. In this clip, his dialogue with Ben Affleck is the main action of the scene. The secondary action is him cutting the roses. It's unrelated secondary action, as there's nothing in the dialogue that mentions flowers, but it works perfectly with the scene. It's a slightly aggressive action, which causes a lot of tension. Secondary action is a great way to add flavor to your scene, because in life we tend to always be doing something when we talk. So yeah,
nice. That's kind of what that's almost like the first thing we talked about.
That's definitely felt like it, because like he said, like secondary action does add a lot to your shot and whatnot. Cool.
Right.
Then we got Lilo and Stitch. One of my favorites.
It's a pretty long clip. We don't need to look at the whole thing. It's just the thing that was posted on Frame by Frame was the first like 20 seconds, just when Lilo licks her. Just the way she escapes.
Oh yeah, I remember this bit. The carpet like even folds up when she runs and stuff. It looks really nice if I remember right. I haven't seen it in a bit, but
I got it up.
I just gotta download it here.
I'm down.
Yeah, just gotta do the old keypad.
Alright, mine is ready.
The old keypad.
All right, I'm good.
Just give me a sec. Cool. Good.
All right. And Alex V, if you're around or you can hear us, you can join in on this.
I see he's muted, but
yeah, I don't know what's going on.
I don't know if he's listening in.
If everybody's got it up, I guess Alex, go for it.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1, let's play.
Sweet.
Why didn't you wait at the school? You were supposed to wait there. Lilo! Do you not understand? Do you want to be taken away? Answer me!
No!
No, you don't understand?
No!
No! What?
No!
You're such a pain.
So why don't you sell me and buy a rabbit instead?
At least a rabbit would behave better than you!
Go ahead, then you'll happy because it will be smarter than me too.
And quieter!
You don't like it because it's stinky like you.
Out of your room!
I'm already in my room.
Such a great dynamic.
Fantastic.
I love this. Man. So much good
I mean,
stuff.
yeah, if anything stands out for anybody and they want to mention it, they absolutely can. But the reason it was posted is around frame 160 when Lilo licks Nanny's arm.
Yeah.
The way she gets out, she like twirls loose. She kind of spins out of there.
Oh yeah.
It's just a fun little detail. Like, how do you get out of here?
I didn't even notice that. That's awesome.
And then her kind of like four-legged leap.
Yeah,
She goes down to all fours and pushes off like an animal.
She totally is.
Well, yeah, the way her tongue's hanging out. Yeah.
Well, she's getting all that from Stitch, right? That's
Not yet.
This is pre-Stitch.
Oh,
That's
is that
pretty
right?
sick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just
there's-
showing how similar she's gonna be with the character
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
introduced to later on.
She like hisses at her and growls and
Yeah.
Yeah, she gets like bagged up like a wild animal.
Yep.
Yeah. I forgot this was so early on in the movie with this bit.
Mm-hmm.
But then I also like just more of a character thing than an animation thing. Just the way she knows exactly where Lilo's going to go. She's like, she leans against the wall. She like counts it down. She's like, all right, yep, she's in the dryer. Doesn't even have to think about it. She's like, I know exactly. Put the blanket here. Climb on top.
yeah, and like get
She
the
like
door.
gestures right when the sound of the dryer
Yeah,
closing.
she knows exactly what's going to happen.
And they got really good reference for Nani. Just like really good mechanics. God damn it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Love that fucking hiss when she opens up the bag immediately. Arr.
It's just it shows her teeth, yeah.
Yeah. Such a wild animal.
And Nani barely even reacts to it. She's just like, all right, yeah.
Goddamn sister.
Mm.
I love in the very, very beginning of this how they both interact with the carpet, how it slips under them. Like,
yeah.
when
They
Lilo
both-
first runs, it bunches up, and then Nani kind of slips on it on her turn around the wall.
And then as she comes around the corner, she just like plant her hand to turn around.
Yeah. It's just a really nice texture, that carpet.
Yeah, that's very much like those was it speed skaters
Yeah.
for ice skating. They have to do that on like every single turn.
She does lean into it pretty hard, like you were saying. Like the swooping right arm, creating a great arc.
Here, if you have the I'll put this in what like the share layer, I guess, but
Sure.
there's a picture where it's basically 1-to-1 if you take a look at frame 110 or so.
Oh, yeah.
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 Just like it.
Exactly what it is.
Yep.
That's amazing.
And then just extra little texture things when Nani like dive tackles her. There's just like a box of cereal there to knock out of the way. Just kind of adds to the mess and the chaos of everything going on.
Secondary action.
There you go.
Mhm.
It's a pretty good, like, Warren always says, fast action is just more keyframes.
Mhm.
You can see it, like, really going frame by frame.
The direction Lilo spins when she comes out of Nani's arms is like it's like Nani causes that from whipping her arm back.
It's like a little
Yeah.
dance move.
It's like it's like a Beyblade or something. She like whips her around with her arm there.
I don't know if this is my keyframe, but it feels like they're on, not like Lilo's on ones in this shot or something. When
Yeah,
she
she is. Yeah.
And Nani's still on twos.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
But I mean, it works at speed, so
Yeah. No, this is cool.
I can't even imagine drawing like that pattern on her dress spinning around.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Like that. I just think of, like, whenever I think of clothing, I just think of James Baxter on Enchanted when he has to do what the princess
yeah.
with frills.
Yeah.
Has
Oh
everybody-
man. Yeah, that was crazy.
You everybody seen that?
Mhm.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, man.
James Baxter came to Van Art's which was pretty cool.
Oh.
Let's see if I can find it.
We got to meet him, and he showed all of that stuff.
There's an enchanted 436 pencil test or something that I just found on Google.
Yeah, it's on his blog as well. He explains his process.
Brandon, is it the one with all the frills on the dress?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's him.
What flavored chips are you eating?
Some cookies I got. I haven't opened them yet. I'm just looking.
Cookie flavored chips. That's weird.
Yeah.
Chocolate chip flavored.
Also looking at when Lilo like just face plants into the ground. I love the timing and spacing of that word. 1 down, 2 down, and then she like really starts to pick up speed. And then there's only like 2 more frames before she hits the ground. Bloop. And then it's just a ball of hair. You don't even see her face anymore.
I definitely would love to just like analyze the absolute shit out of this movie.
It was like their last great 2D film, right? Kind of. I mean,
Princess
like,
and the Frog was.
As far as like it actually did
We said great.
successfully, right?
Oh, sorry about that.
You mean like theater wise?
Yeah.
Like box office or whatever? I think, yeah, because Atlantis didn't do so hot. And what was it? The other one that was
Princess and the Frog was the very last one, I thought.
Yeah,
And Princess and the Frog did so bad they were like, all right, no more 2D. And that was they had already said no more 2D, and then when Ed Catmull and John Lasseter like took over, they were like, you know what, we can keep doing this, and then it made no money, and they're like, never mind. Okay, so I guess they had Treasure Planet and Brother Bear were
Treasure
after
Planet.
this.
Yeah.
Brother Bear was. The art was amazing. I don't remember the movie.
Yeah. Besides that, and the other 2D. So I guess maybe Treasure Planet, but I think this is a better movie than Treasure Planet for sure.
Oh yeah.
How did he even animate that?
Yeah. No, that's the dress. For anybody interested in the sheer layer, I posted up him animating the frills on her dress. The interesting thing is, I think James Baxter was a mathematician before he went into animation.
Whoa.
Yeah.
He's got just like the brain for it.
Hucken's toothbrush is his blog, and he actually does. He's got that on there, and he does explain the process he went through.
Yeah. No, it's fascinating, but he basically simplifies stuff. Like to him, it's not like, oh man, so much stuff to track. It's just simplifying it, and then the rest is like pretty straightforward.
You can see the dots like on the dress where he's tracking where all that movement is coming and going, and then he's just like adding the layers onto it from there. I think, right? Like the frills and stuff.
Yeah, he gets the motion right with the dots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Brandon posted the blog link in general if you're interested.
Toothbrush.
Yeah, he does. Brandon. This guy is like a freak of nature. He's so good at animation.
Yeah, so the story. Do you guys know the story why that like horse in Adventure Time is named James Baxter?
I don't know
the story behind it, but
no.
So I guess he like visited Pendleton Ward's school and did like a demo when he was in school, and then he was like, give me anything and I'll animate it in front of you guys, like right now, just in real time. And somebody in the back of the class was like, a horse dancing on a ball. And he was like, and they said it as a joke because they thought it'd be complicated. And he was like, yeah, all right. So that's like why that in the Adventure Time.
Oh, that's awesome. So then that's why Penn put it in Adventure Time.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, he is like. After I saw it, he does like demos like that all the time, like the otter putting on a sweater, for example. Like, how do you just fucking demo? That would take me like 6 months. Like, did it in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, he's like weirdly natural at his brain just works in a way that it's good for this stuff. He was like
one of
really
those,
young when he was put on a lead in for Beauty and the Beast. He was like a really young age.
Just kind of snapped. It's okay. Hopefully we'll get there.
I just posted the breakdown of how we did that.
Oh, nice. The share layer.
Yeah, the share layer, just underneath the bid.
Yeah, I'll take a look at that. But anyway, back to Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah.
There's lots of stuff, man. I'm just looking at the twirl again.
I'm looking at 1340 when she's in that face down pose and then she like lets go of her arm and lets it drop. It doesn't even move until like her hand lets go. It's like that's really when.
Yeah.
You'd think it would start to lower.
When she does the face plant, like her sister's arm moves, but the rest of her body doesn't move until almost a frame or two after she's hit the ground.
Yeah, what's that?
She stays still. It kind of helps sell the impact of her face, or that's what, like where you look at, because it's the contrast of motion. It's so painful. Like the squash. Squish. I like the with Lilo's screen right hand constantly clawing at Nani's hand. It's like an animal trying to like claw it off.
No. No, what?
Yeah, like Nani's pose in 1380. It's just like, god damn it.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to draw. It's good to draw those things. It's an animator. Also, I just gotta say, like, these girls' hair.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah. I'm looking at how when she turns around to walk towards the stairs, like just that twirl.
Yeah. There's so much good overlap on them.
I wonder for these, would they be planning the hair movements from the beginning, or would that be like a texture they add?
I'm assuming
later?
afters, because like, you know, with characters with a lot of hair like this, you know, at least you might put in those key poses or something, like when they're just standing still, but the rest of the time, you know, you'll usually see them with just the bald head or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess unless they're interacting with their hair, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. For most 2D stuff, they'll do it'll be layered.
I wonder if they have like a secondary animation team for like textures like that. Like in 3D, how you have a CFX department for hair and cloth. I wonder if they would do that similarly for these later 2D movies.
Well, they have like the hierarchy of keys and then the in-betweeners. So I think a lot of the keys, especially with the hair, will be put in by the lead dude, and then the in-betweeners will have to figure out that crap. And that's how it used to work. You know, you have the leads, then you have the in-betweeners, and the in-betweeners really work their way up, and then they become lead.
Now we just have Maya.
Yeah. Now we have Maya. That's your in-betweener.
Yeah.
use Maya for as a shitty apprentice, and then like you're the ultimate lead when you pick out the keys. That's how Richard Lico approaches it. That's why his shit looks amazing. He was an illustrator before he became an animator. He used to draw still pictures. Just dude, man, like at the very end when they show Nani, that perspective is really hard to capture.
Which is the bottom of the stairs?
Yeah.
Yeah. She always has like her feet and knees pointed inward.
She's pigeon-toed.
Yeah.
Chris Sanders tends to design characters that are pigeon-toed. It's like an aesthetic, I guess. I don't know. I always think of like interesting quirks with like people, how they like walk. If I like walk to work from the bus station every day, so I just have to sit there and stare at like people walking for like 7 minutes as I go to the office. And people have a variety of ways their toes point. There's like a general one that like has like the toes kind of pointed out, but Every time I see someone that's like severely pigeon-toed, I'm like, holy shit! Like it changes like their walk entirely. It's really cool. It's not that common either.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they'll like even when she's sitting, like 1500 or whatever, like 1510, she like sits into this position where her hands are on her head and her toes are like pointed in.
Yeah.
It just creates like a nice silhouette and like smooth.
She's very contained on that pose.
Yeah.
Nothing breaking up her silhouette.
Yeah, she's just kind of like you're a headache. And I like that. This is really silly, but 1530, when Lilo starts getting up, her like foot kicks up. It's just like boing, and then she uses that to get up. It's an interesting little.
Yeah,
It's so childlike. Like the child character of Leo is sold very well in this film for me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She's very Muppet-like. Just the way her mouth opens.
The way she goes up the stairs on all fours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they're way too big.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the stairs go all the way up to her knees, so
Jesus.
you kind of have to.
Yeah. Such a twisted pose on her sister. In 1940.
Yeah, which one?
You know, not just the pigeon toe, but like her hand as well. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's such a like her hand is in like in a weird pose, but kind of works.
What frame are we looking at?
1940. Her screen left hand.
Oh yeah.
Angle of that head, yeah.
I just had to recently animate a whatchamacallit, like a stutter, like in the beginning where she like runs in place. I know it's because of the rug,
yeah.
But like I had to animate like that, a shot like that for work, where I had to have this character run behind a tree, and my lead was like, do a scatter or whatever that's called. It was really interesting. It's hard to, as an animator, you're like, you're breaking the, feel like this is wrong, but then when you play it, it like works.
I'm looking at starting at 2137 when she's yelling into the pillow, and if you play a few frames, like the top shape of the pillow never changes. She just like moves her hands within it. It's kind of interesting.
You can like they do like change the volume a little bit of the pillow to get that like sound being forced into the pillow.
Yeah. She starts to squeeze it as it goes on.
Yeah. So, yeah. Squeeze hard. And that flop when she flops down, her legs over one are delayed. Lilo's legs at the very end delayed as she like flops down. Boom, boom, boom.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Awesome. Well, I don't know if anybody else got anything to say about Lilo Stitch.
That's pretty much it for this one.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, if you really want to break down some really great body mechanics as well, just when the older sister steps off of the dryer.
Yeah.
Got a lot of great, just like foot contacts, you know, because she leans forward, but then her cog her upper body stays in one spot on 744 as she's rotating her lower half forward to put her foot down.
It really helps sell like the careful, sneaky walk.
Yeah.
It's really nice, yeah.
Yep. And then she takes one step, like overshoots in order to get that body centered, and then she'll take that step with her screen left foot at 773, then squares it back off to 780 in order to pick it back up. And it's an insane amount of arcs as well, because she arcs to screen left around 770 and then arcs down over to the right and then does a little loop back up again, but not along the same curve either. It's a little bit further inward.
It's like a reversal.
Yeah.
And then she like takes all her weight off of her screen left foot because the weight of the bag is like swinging around. It's really nice.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I know. I was like, look at that. I was like, God, they got some fucking gnarly good reference for this shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was wonderful. And then Lilo is just completely like, what?
She just disappears.
No. Kidnapping, this is how it happens.
Yeah, right. But yeah, I mean, like, it's just stuff like that. You could just go through and, you know, because it's just like going back with talking about like the James Baxter stuff, right? It's like, all right, so what do you want me to animate? I want you to animate a character getting off of a box, stepping across, you know, going over, then picking something up, and then putting like a burlap sack over their shoulder. It's like, okay, this is my shot for the month.
Yeah.
I like the weight of the, so when she brings it around her shoulder and it kind of settles down in that pose, she just kind of goes like down into it and then starts walking.
Yeah, it's really well timed. If they feel like if I was doing this shot, I would take way more time than this because I'd be like, oh, I gotta sell she's in balance here, and then I gotta sell the weight of the bag here. But it works so nice, just being all swift, like one movement.
Yeah.
It's like consolidating your keys to getting like, what do you really need? Just this shot specifically. It's cool stuff.
Yeah.
Animating fabric must be a bitch.
Yeah.
Like the Permax.
Yeah, because that's one of those things too, right? Where, you know, oh yeah, I don't really deal a whole lot with fabrics as a character animator.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, it would just be more reference.
Yeah, no kidding. My like at our studio, my girlfriend works there too, and her whole job is like the cloth and hair. That's like she's CFX, right? So if for 3D, it's like a whole other job just to like sim those out and build the rigs for the clothes and stuff like that. Seems crazy.
I know, and I mean that's good in a way because like it went from like one person having to figure out everything to like that's 2 jobs. You know, which is great because we need jobs.
Yes.
But it's also, I think as an animator, it's really good to just at least be aware of this stuff, and I think we do that. We take a look at those things, but maybe
Definitely.
Maybe you just notice too many animators like focusing on just the certain character stuff. I don't know. I really like the 926 has like such a good composition in just line of action. Just goes like straight down that arm across like Lilo's body.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Like right before she gets pulled back. And then it counters really well with like 942. It's like like the 2 girls are not parallel. They're like their lines of action are like converging over. If you extend them all the way out, you know, they're like not like completely parallel to each other. They're kind of like going into a triangle. It's a pretty cool composition.
And it's like the energy of that first, like that 926 pose goes through that blanket being thrown back, which like lets it lead to that 936 pose.
Yeah, and they kind of like get into that position really well. Like her arm stays back after she throws that blanket. There's a lot of tension, and they sell it really well in these like kind of big lines of action. There's also like 969 to 970. You can see how much like stretch they put into these poses, and they're like subtly stretched. Like when she says her like word on 970, her eyes, eyebrow, jaw, and face all stretch out.
Oh yeah, wow.
And it kind of settles in over the next like 3 or 4 frames.
I think it's interesting when she puts her fist down on the ground.
Yeah.
It's actually compressed before she makes contact, and then it straightens up and pushes her chest up. Like normally, I feel like if I were to animate it, I would straighten it to the ground, like you were contacting with your legs or something. But
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
But then look like right after when she hits the floor with her fist, like the fist comes up. It's like 980 is when it starts like going towards the top of the arc, and it's there for like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's like there for 6 frames, and then it slams down at 987.
There's a nice whip in the wrist, like at 985. 986.
It's way more impactful.
Yeah. It feels like that anger coming out, like, damn it, Lilo, stop being a crazy monster. It's misunderstood. Yeah, I love that. Also, like the on the 1250, know what that arc with her screen left hand. Such a fucking clean arc.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Anybody else got anything to say? I think Brandon's got some stuff to put up that you want to take a look at.
Yeah, should we start with Tarmac Dancer?
Well, we have one of my old Goofy clips that we never got to last time.
Oh yeah.
Oh right,
Should be the Goofy Safari swimming.
Let's do that one. If you scroll up, it's right. Yeah. December 10th, 2017. Yeah, he has 3 of them. So if you scroll,
we looked at the fall down because that was him going through the hoop.
Basketball hoop.
Yeah, and then we saw the Fargo leaving already, so we just need that Safari swimming.
Okay.
And that's it's a pretty short clip, so it's not going to be super long, I don't think.
Yeah, it looks like it's like 1 second or like 30 frames.
Yeah.
270?
Oh wait, no, I'm wrong. Yeah, 30 seconds. I was looking at the other side of
the swimming one is 30 seconds.
30 seconds?
What?
I don't know what this number is on the side.
Time code. 8 seconds.
About.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's just the frames per second is 20.
Yeah.
29. Yeah, my bad.
Okay, I was gonna say I was like I don't think it was that long. All right. Got it up whenever you guys are ready.
Yeah, good to go.
I'm ready. Yeah, is there audio on this one?
Yeah, there should be.
Cool.
My codec is being stupid. Hold on.
Cool. Just looking at this first frame, I like how his feet look like swimming flippers.
Yep.
Yeah, like a seal.
Yeah.
And also, not only because it's goofy, but based on that environment, I don't think he's actually underwater at all.
Nope. Yeah.
Nope.
I'm as stupid codec is like having a fucking meltdown. Trying to open this thing. 1 second. I just need to find keyframe. There it is.
Okay.
Okay. I'm good to go.
All right. Cool. All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
What a ridiculous person.
This is so stupid. I love it. What the fuck? That's so weird seeing Goofy barefoot.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
It's like
I didn't know that's
his
what his feet
gloves
look
are
like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's just so fluid. I think it's a little cycle in the beginning, which is fine, but
I think it's weird to think about that this comes from like the leading cartoon makers. Like you watch really stupid animations on YouTube and whatever, and like this is coming from like the top company.
Yeah.
It's just quality animation.
Well, it's like just think the company that made this just bought Fox out for $42 billion or $50 billion. Yeah.
They now own like 40% of the movie and TV and film
industry,
market.
Yeah. Really? Oh damn.
They own The Simpsons. I wonder what they're going to do with that.
The series,
apparently, they're like there's like a meeting happening in Congress or something about this because they're saying like this might be too much of a monopoly. Yeah. Like this is they might own too much of the market, which is interesting.
The Simpsons also scheduled for a series finale.
Oh no way!
I was gonna say hopefully they cancel it, which is
they schedule it before Disney bought them though.
Yeah, I think any of the Disney changes wouldn't be seen until like a year or so out from now.
Yeah,
They got
they're
so
good.
many projects already going on Fox.
Yeah,
Did,
that makes
did
Lisa Simpson is a Disney princess now, right?
Yeah. So is D.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Sweet D.
Sweet D.
Is that Fox? No, that's FX.
But that's FX is Fox.
What?
Yeah.
FX is like a branch of Fox.
Oh, they're just missing a letter?
Yep.
Yeah, they just FX is like I don't know, like ESPN2 or something, but for Fox.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Has the Simpsons made it to season 30? Is that when they're canning
Yeah,
it?
I think that
that.
there was talk about it being the finale being season 30. Is they're on
Yeah.
27 right now or something?
Right.
What blows my mind is like Disney is obviously so massive it can do this, it can buy this. But like 2 months ago or something, Apple was going to buy Disney just to acquire its properties for a streaming service.
Yep.
Like that's how fucking big Apple is.
Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, Apple has what around 300 billion just in cash. Just in cash.
They make like $2,000 every second.
Huh.
What the
Yeah.
fuck? That's like that. How does that even? Goofy, please help me.
I know, yeah. Yeah. Please numb the pain.
Dude,
Yeah, they make more than like Exxon Mobil, which I cannot believe.
it's insane.
Mm. But yeah, with this shot right here, I just thought it was like, you know, you could really get that sense that he's swimming just on the ground. He's not gliding forward like you normally would, you know, in the water or anything. He just goes forward and stops. Forward and stops.
Yeah, he's just
Stops
pushing through
instantly,
dirt.
Yeah. Yep.
And the kicking doesn't move him anywhere, which I really
Yeah.
like. It's just-
And yet somehow he has all this dirt in his mouth. I'm guessing from when he was first pushing forward.
yeah,
Yeah,
just
maybe.
scooping it up a little bit.
Yeah.
I
You can
like.
see his mouth does have that, like, you know, the dirt that's moving like around 70. Just you can see his mouth kind of almost eating into that dirt.
Yeah. I like that Goofy's these little clips that you post up are really great examples of just pushing the idea. And something as simple as like doing the breaststroke, because like the breaststroke has that like frog kind of thing with your feet and arms, but the way they like push him up so high up, like he
Like
brings
his feet go to his shoulders, pretty much.
Yeah, like his feet are another set of arms, more or less. And the cool part is they kind of delay them, where it's like the feet start going out a little bit before, like it almost feels swinging, but like you can feel like a delay, because like the feet in breaststroke usually go first, like ahead by like a little bit, and they have that in this. So they really consider the reference in how swimmers swim, which is, I mean, unexpected, but also evidently clear. The backstroke when he turns around.
Also talking about how how do you animate the clothing and stuff, right? So he has 2 stripes at each major like point on the clothing.
Oh my god! Yeah,
on his arms, around his stomach area, and then at the seam of the bottom of his shirt.
it's just like a nice little healthy challenge of how can you challenge yourself with something like a simple idea of like swimming in dirt.
Well,
It does a good job
giving
of
you that understanding of volume, right?
Yeah, that's it keeps it from getting like lost in this like blue blob. Those stripes really read like, oh yeah, there's where the knees are all the way up to the shoulders, you know.
Yeah, that's true. It's the good like visual markers.
Yeah, his knees actually go to the shoulder blades. They're on frame 92. Like, see how high up his knees are. I don't know if you could do that on a 3D rig, really.
No, without pissing off CFX a lot.
Yeah. Oh my.
I definitely can't do that in real life.
Yeah.
I like his expression while he's doing breaststroke. He's like, "This is natural.
Oh yeah.
This is exactly how you do these."
Yep. This is what I was supposed to do this morning. Just like every other day.
My schedule. Yeah, just like every day. That's a good clip. You want to move on to the next one you posted?
Yeah, sure. There should be the Tarmac Dancer.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Where is that one?
Oh, nice, dude. This looks great.
And I think you might want to just turn the audio down a little bit because I
It's
think
gonna
this
be
one,
loud.
yeah, I think it might be a little bit loud. Just as a heads up, just because the last time I listened to it, I think it just has a really low rumbling of the airplane because the guy whoever's recording it, it's just kind of how his phone picked it up. So just as a heads up.
I'm excited for this
vertical. Ugh.
Yeah. You have to deal with other humans doing this, I guess.
All right, mine's up.
Are you guys ready?
I'm ready.
2 seconds. Yep, I'm ready.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
What a guy.
I guess you gotta make your job fun.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
this guy's a badass. The timing of this is amazing.
I wonder if he's listening to music.
Yeah, he is.
Those headphones. Got it.
Well, those are definitely noise canceling earmuffs.
They're like take your ears around the planes.
He probably has earbuds over in his ears and then goes over them.
This is great.
Oh my god. This is a wonderful dance reference.
Yeah. Because it's perfectly in silhouette. There's really nothing going in front of him at all. You can even see the, like the background moving with him very smoothly as well. So you can see how far he travels.
Yeah, exactly. And he stays in frame like the entire time, really clearly.
Yep. Yeah. So
He's going really well. Is this stabilized?
Maybe.
He's probably pressing the phone like up against the window.
Yeah, but
it's just like using the whole plane as a dolly.
Mm-hmm.
Man, he has a lot of good, just rhythmic moves.
Yeah.
Like, good sense of timing too. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, one of my favorite parts was right around frame 9. Let's see, like 942, when he goes into this kind of skip hop sort of thing with his feet.
Yeah.
And he's throwing the batons, whatever those things are called, in front of him.
Yeah.
So it's a really nice like variation
cowboy.
of movement. Yeah.
He kind of does like a spinning a lasso right after that kind of gallop thing.
Yeah, right around 11:30 or so.
You can take.
Yeah, it's so good.
You can take like 10 seconds from any part of this and just animate it and learn a lot about mechanics.
Yeah. I found that the majority of this, he's always on the ball or on his toes whenever he's moving forward.
Yeah.
Very rarely does he ever go heel to toe when he does the contact down.
Very light on his feet.
Yeah.
Makes him nimble.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like the shuffling too, like the way he shuffles across. You can like see like around frame 3, like 370 and on. You can like see this wave that he creates with his body as he moves.
Mm-hmm.
Like as he's moving, like shuffling the screen, right?
Yeah.
And he has like a good like overlap with his hips and chest.
Mm-hmm.
This like breakdown that he does.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Animation's so much about like having a rhythm through your shot if you want to sell it well. Like overall rhythm of like the choices, like the movements as well.
But yeah, apparently this guy is actually I forget what it is. He's a regular at JFK Airport, I guess. And
like,
so people
like
have actually,
he works there?
yeah, but he does this on a regular basis, I think. Where like it's just called like hashtag the Tarmac Dancer, and he's put up a couple other things because I think there was one earlier in October where he did that. So there's a whole mess. I'm sure they're gonna start paying this guy even more.
Yeah.
He's built a reputation for himself.
Yeah.
The Tarmac Man.
Yep.
This is a really good clip, dude. I love this. That breakdown that he does. So 7:30, he's like scooting along and then he stops and he does this like sick, like swinging around breakdown and he goes, like, and then he scoots off again into the.
He almost gets like lost in the moment. He's like, "Oh, right, the plane."
Yeah. Oh shit.
Because he holds that pose on 871, and then his head turns first, and he's like, oh, "Okay, I gotta get out of here."
Yeah, like it's like really cool, like pretty. What is it called? Your eye direction.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
This is really nice.
Good stuff, dude. Definitely keeping this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, even 830, 831, just watching the batons, like tracking the arcs on that stuff.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. Is his overall, I guess, outfit as well leads to very clear readings where everything is. Because his pants are black, the baton things are orange, so you can clearly see them where they're moving. The only thing that would make it better is if one baton was a different color than the other, but that's really it.
Yeah, you can really track the arcs on this. If you get Canova or whatever that software is, you can like draw the arcs yourself to see how they look.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool stuff. He had one more interview with Dax Shepard, and
yeah, this one's pretty good. I like this. This is another nice little quick one. So just as you guys are loading this up,
I just discovered this guy like yesterday.
Yeah, he was on Reddit interviewing Will Ferrell.
Yeah, that's how I saw him.
Yep. Yeah. So this guy is a great kind of dry humor, deadpan delivery sort of stuff. And so what he's talking about with Dax Shepard and Kristen Bell, like they're married, they're a couple and everything. So he's talking about how they're the third greatest Hollywood couple and everything. And so they ask him like, oh, like, yeah, so we're third. So who's in front of us? So then this is where the clip starts.
He's so fucking funny. My favorite bit in that Will Ferrell one the other day was when Will Ferrell's like, yeah, so the whole movie's in Spanish. And he's like,
yeah,
great. Now, and what language is that?
I know, yeah. Or who speaks Spanish? Yeah.
So funny.
Yeah. But it was great how Will Ferrell, I think, guess this guy, Gordon Keith, he's been doing interviews for a while, so I think Will Ferrell might have known. If not, he just ran with it immediately, so that was pretty nice.
I think he didn't know because at first it kind of caught him off guard, it seemed like.
Yeah.
And then Will Ferrell was trying to like play off of it, but I think Gordon Keith was a lot like funnier than Will Ferrell in that interview.
Yeah.
So this guy needs like TV show or something. He needs like a Nathan For You kind of thing.
Yeah, he hasn't posted anything on his YouTube account in a long time, so I think he's working somewhere else. Or doing
I saw on Reddit that like he's really close to his parents, and his parents both just died or something like that recently.
Man.
So that's kind of why he's been quiet recently.
Brutal.
All right, so you want to watch the clip?
Mike,
you guys ready?
Yeah, ready.
All right. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
Well, Brangelina and whoever Willem Dafoe's dragging around these days, I guess. Willem Dafoe. I'm sorry. Well, Brangelina and whoever Willem Dafoe's dragging around these days, I guess.
Dax's reaction is fantastic.
Yeah. Well, it's just the comparison between the two, right? Where Dax just loses it, right? In comparison to Kristen Bell, where she tries to maintain her facade, I guess. Where she stays in that pose, tries to cover her mouth, everything.
And then back to the other guy, and he's just deadpan.
I love his deadpan.
Yeah. There's like a hint of a smirk.
Yeah.
Like on his screen right, like corner of his mouth.
I think that's him maybe biting his tongue to keep himself from laughing.
Yeah, like that's
so.
what I think he's like containing it so hard right there, because then you readjust, like he kind of like readjusts his mouth, like if you ever think of a joke or whatever, and there's no one around, you just smile for no reason.
Yeah, I think right before the cut is him like biting on his tongue.
Yeah,
because Dax's laugh is definitely like contagious.
Yeah,
it's so funny how much they thought it was funny.
Shit.
Yeah. I also like how Gordon Keith counts as well for it with that hand gesture. It's not, he does one with his thumb, and then the other one, he kind of goes into this relaxed pose sort of thing. And then when he goes into just whatever William Dafoe is, he does this kind of finger roll.
Yeah, like whatever.
Just the rest of his fingers,
yeah. And then, then he just plops it down on that, on the armrest and everything. And then just going back into how, like talking about all that finger polish going from, with Dax where he leans forward. He already has his hands folded, right? And so he brings it up so that he just opens his hand to where it's just his thumbs can kind of prop his head coming down. And then he opens that arm pose up, right? And then kind of does that kind of spread, but it's only half. It's almost like a live long and prosper kind of pose at 280 right in there.
Yeah.
And then, cuts, and then it cuts again back to him around 400, and he does that nice kind of follow along his brow line with his hands and everything.
Oh, you're talking about his fingers like clearing his face. Yeah. Really nice movement and just like smoothness.
Yeah.
Especially when he sits back up, they kind of like contour his face.
Yeah. When they're going away and then back down again.
This is a awesome clip for animate for like referencing laughter, because fuck if that is hard to animate.
I absolutely love when they first cut back to him, starting on frame like 152, how Dax is like still taking it in, and then he glances over to screen right, which is like when he's in his head and he like registers what he just said, and then just how it like explodes seemingly if you like frame through it from the neck, like it's just like his mouth fills with air from the laughter he's kind of holding back, and then it like explodes out after around like 179. That's really good. I really like that.
It's like a subtle version of what's her face on the right, Kristen. Like the same thing happens, but it's like more contained. Like you can see that explosion that you're talking about on her as well. It's just like a little bit of like a puff that comes out because
it's a straight bullfrog effect with Dax. If you just jump from frame 164 to 173, that the chin line, the shadow on the chin line is completely gone.
No, it like, totally expands.
Yeah.
Him having his mouth closed beforehand just like fills him with air before he laughs. I love it. It's so good.
It's so good.
Also, like how much Kristen Bell's lips curl up around 195. Like you can see so much of her gums. Right?
Yeah, the lower eyelid being pressed up with the cheekbones moving up, and that around that same area, kind of show you like how the upper eyelids don't start closing until like 200, and then like everything kind of gets squished up because the upper lips kind of like move up also, and then her face compresses into that laughter. Breaking down laughter is like crazy, and like it's funny because in the beginning. 156, like her screen left corner of her mouth starts moving first. The enter screen right corner moves.
Yeah, that's her registering it.
Yeah. It's like the thoughts going on. This is an awesome clip.
It is such a funny joke too.
Yeah.
It's so funny to me
because it's so unexpected. Like who ever talks about William Dafoe and who he's dating, right?
And like that's the most famous celebrity couple, but the term whoever he's dragging around these days, that's so funny
because it makes it because you can see William Dafoe dragging somebody around, right? He's got that kind of Neanderthal,
he's like a corpse of a man.
Definitely.
Dude. Also you have like a great kind of slap reference too with the whole Kristen Bell hitting Dax around 480. Just talking about that whole how it's just that like 2-frame contact going from that arc and actually hitting him and all that stuff. So I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah, dude. Both clips that you got were damn good today. Shit.
Yeah, this is
Tarmac,
really
man, this is great. Knocked it out of the park.
Mm.
Yeah, even Goofy one's good too. But, sick, man.
I want to watch this whole interview now. This is just it's such a funny joke too.
Here. Let me get this.
Fucking William Dafoe. Where he's dragging around these days.
I'll do it in the share layer. There's the whole interview.
Oh, awesome.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
And I've only ever seen the Will Ferrell one with Gordon Keith, but it's for Casa de Mi Padre. If any of you guys want to find that one, it's really funny too.
I gotta watch that movie.
Yeah, you could go on the Gordon Keith Show's YouTube page. I think it's all in there with Will Ferrell's and everything. Yeah, it's in the up next for me anyways. Whenever I load up that full interview, it's just Gordon Keith with Will Ferrell.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So funny.
Oh, it looks like Gordon Keith also interviews Zach Galifianakis one time.
Oh,
yeah, this is very Between Two Ferns, like his whole shtick.
He also kind of looks like Zach Galifianakis too.
Yeah,
it's like
same kind of like
similar bit. Like they could be brothers or something, or cousins.
It's like the evil version.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well,
All right,
good stuff, you guys.
Yeah, is there anything else?
No, I think that's it. I don't have any clips to share.
Nope.
Yeah, no, I don't.
All right, sweet. Well, I guess that'll end it for all the frames.
Yeah.